I'm Peter Block here in Orlando at the AHA annual meeting for On the Scene, and with me is Justin Ezekowitz from Canada. Justin has done a very interesting trial concerning how we care for cardiac patients at the very front end, isn't that right, Justin? So tell me about the trial and what you did.
Right. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on this, and I'd like to identify that we had a terrific set of paramedics that were involved in our trial and did all the hard work. Now, the trial involved randomizing patients in the ambulance who had chest pain into a strategy of either usual care or getting a point-of-care troponin done in the actual ambulance. The test was done, then relayed to ER staff, and they would be treated in their whichever hospital they were taken to in their whatever strategy they had for going forward.
Now, Justin, that sounds really crazy. You actually had a troponin machine in the ambulance that a blood sample was put in. How long did it take to do that?
Well, it takes about 15 minutes for the sample to be ready with a troponin result. So in standard of care, an IV does go in, that first blood sample is popped on the machine, and in about 15 minutes you have a result, troponin with an actual numerical value, and our numerical value for positive is above 0.03.
So my guess would be, as I think about this, that a large percentage of these patients did not have a positive troponin, but that's not really the point. What percentage of patients had a positive one?
Right, even on the point-of-care device, it was 10% or so, and that's just a striking number from all unselected chest pain patients that would be taken to an ER via ambulance.
So in the trial, did you actually change your strategy for these patients?
We didn't intervene at all other than doing the troponin and relaying that strategy over to the ER doc. So we allowed them to do whatever they would normally do in clinical practice. So our only intervention was the troponin and relaying that to the ER doc.
Okay, so it sounds to me, Justin, like this may be a breakthrough change in how we take care of cardiac patients if this is in fact adopted. I mean, from Atlanta, where I'm from, it's a huge place. You come from a large area, and it sounds to me like that might be a good way that we can early detect troponin and then take those patients directly to the cath lab. Is that the clinical message here?
I think there's two clinical messages. One is high-risk patients identified early straight to a cath lab or appropriate facility. The other one is low-risk patients, maybe put through a fast-track process where they don't need to occupy a bed in the ER or a very simplified strategy in the ER. And that might help alleviate a lot of the ER congestion we see.
Well, there's an interesting new track on what we do with cardiac patients early on. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you very much.